What's going on, people? Today we're going to talk about how to escape the American debt trap. I want you to really think about it. You're in high school. To get that so called good education, you have to go to college and get in debt. Then you go to college, get in debt, and you come out and get a so called good job. And to get that car that you need, you get in debt. Then to get that house that you want, maybe a starter house or something, then once again, you go in debt. And then by the time you're 60, 65, 70, if you've stayed in one place, if you've kept the same car, then maybe you're free and clear. That is a failing system. That is a bad system. And what we're going to talk about is how you can get around that and how you can escape the debt trap. Because one of the things that really kills people, and I've talked about this over and over and over again, if your house is paid for, if your cars are paid for, everything in your house is paid for, you don't have to be a millionaire to retire. You really don't. But if you want to keep this conspicuous consumption thing going on in the retirement, you're probably going to need 3, 4, 5 million to have enough money to fund all of your purchasing activity. All right, so this is Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu University, where your real financial education begins. What we're going to do, I'm just making sure. All right, that's still going. We had some technical difficulties. I'll tell you about that a little later. But something wonderful. Well, I can't say if it's wonderful. This happened today. My internet at home is garbage. That's pretty much what it is. So, and it's just a calamity of errors. But I was able to get a few done, and I have to redo some more over. But so I'm going to leave the Tax Slayer bundle still for $99 because I did not get done what I wanted to do today. And the link is under the video. Essentially, I did get some of this, and because this is what I'm working on. I'm working on disruptive money, alternative money skills, and I got 2 in there done. House Magic. There's probably going to be 4 or 5 of the House Magic deals. I was really rolling on the third one, and then the audio just got completely jacked. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what happened, but I had to come over here and get ready for this stream. And then, for those of you who do streaming, YouTube is probably the most complicated streaming of all. And if you don't do everything correctly, if one thing's wrong, you're just better off starting all over versus trying to fix it. I've gone through that several times, and this is the first time that it's kind of messed up in a few weeks. But once again, that's what happened, and it was crazy because I had that one set up. So go ahead, go under the video, and go ahead and grab your Tax Slayer bundle for $99. There's only 2 things there. I don't know if I'm going to get the other thing done tonight, but definitely tomorrow. I may not do any live streams, or I may just do one because I really need to get that done, and I got some other stuff I have to get done. Okay. So let's talk about escaping the American dream, or the American, let's see, let's just get rid of that. And there we go. So we got that. Plus, I'm about to invite some more people to the party. Hold on a minute. This is just really, if you're like brand new to streaming, this could seriously disturb your groove. I'll just need to put this. The stream is here and live now. How many of you have alternative sources of income? Just go ahead and put that in the comments. And let me send this out and get that cooking. All right, so we're going to talk about one of the first things you need to do is to I guess we could talk a little bit about the tax slayer thing. One of the things I'm putting in there, and let's be factual and let's just be honest. We're putting in here sources of income or streams of income that you can create and keep Big Brother out your business. That's what tax slayer is about. I cannot get into the particulars. The first two will get into it, and it's going to get into a lot more. Essentially, you take tax slayer and you apply some of the concepts, just some. You're going to probably save minimum 10 G's a year, minimum. So that's just how powerful the information is. And a lot of it. And if you're like a super ethical person, you don't want to take tax slayer. If you're a super do good a goody two shoes, you don't want to take tax slayer because it will flip your wig. It will make you go, oh my goodness, no, he did not put this in there. Yes, I did. Now, one of the things that you have to do is fundamentally retrain yourself on how you conduct business in the United States of America. Now, I think until you get enough hustle money, everyone needs a job, but everyone needs a side hustle. Everyone needs the 5 checking accounts, both personal and professional, and everyone needs some drive. You need to be about making more money. You've got a lot of people who are going on this minimalism kick. I don't want to own a lot. I don't want to be responsible for a lot. And that way I can work for pennies and travel the world like a monk or something. If that works for you, that works for you. That's just not for me. It's not some I'm doing. It's not some I'm recommending. I'm recommending earn enough money to get what you want and to live how you want. That is the goal here. I do believe in proper fiscal management, but you got to make more money. I don't care if you make 100 G's right now. You got to make more money. Whatever you got to do, you got to make more money, and that should be mandate number 1. Mandate number 2 is understanding the system of oppression that you exist in. I think I was about 32 when I realized what was going on. Let's take how the average person, because we'll compare and contrast the average person against the typical person in terms of finances. The average person is born into a state of lack. The average person is taught that credit is an extension of income. The average person is always scritching and scratching. The average person hates their job. The average person is in a situation where they exist. That's why that expression, thank God it's Friday, exists. Because after Sunday, not Monday, but Sunday through Friday, you're whipped, you're tired, you don't have enough money, and you just want to let loose and party for a day and a half, or just sleep for a day and a half, or relax for a day and a half, or actually do what you really want to do for a day and a half. And that's not a good way to live. And then this is something that's more insidious. You teach this to your children. You don't sit them down and go, well, little Johnny and little Susan. No, you teach them by your actions. You teach them by how you live. And they get these lessons. And if they're an atypical kid, they may go like, I was. My mom was trying to give me those lessons. And I was just like, no, this is not good. So I assiduously avoided a lot of the stuff that befell her. But one of the things is that learning from your parents, from direct activities, watching them is so powerful that even if you're trying to fight against it, it can still seep into your consciousness and come out. Now, this person gets a job, works a long time. If they're lucky, they'll get a job that they can work at 30, 40 years, get a pension, maybe have a house paid off, maybe get some benefits, and they're not like too broke down. Now, this is what happens to atypical people. Trump kids, perfect example. They will never know a day of want. They were born into wealth, and they were schooled about wealth. They just putter around in the family company and make millions. You need a Rolex? Get it. You need a Bentley? Get it. You need a plane? Get it. So these folks don't even have any concept or clue to what it is like to live without. They have nothing. I mean, like, I don't believe in bashing the family. Like, I felt what happened to the Obama girls and Michelle Obama was atrocious, and I'm not going to get into talking smack about the daughters and I'm not getting into that. But one of the problems that happens to Ivanka Trump is she'll go on Twitter and stuff, and I've looked at it, and she's really not said anything crazy, or it's just, I think she gets beat up unfairly. And part of that is because she just doesn't know what it's like to be poor. She just doesn't have any concept of that. And that's why she gets in a little trouble that if someone else said, they probably wouldn't even jump on her, but because she's Trump's daughter, she gets everything that he gets. That's what happens in America. And you'll have variances of this, of someone who, like, say the dad has a business, he makes about 300 grand a year. His children are going to get a different upbringing, whether he directly says, do this, or he just shows them through his actions. And what I'm seeing is that the rich keep getting richer. And it's more pervasive than ever, because there used to be like 10 degrees of separation in income between, well-off people and regular people. It's like thousands and thousands of degrees of separation now. And part of that is the lack of fundamental education on finances. You cannot save your way to wealth, because that is inherently flawed. If you think you can save your way to wealth, you can't even invest your way to wealth unless you have a high income. I know you've heard the stuff about this person who bought company stock, made little, you hear these stories here and there, and they're rare and they're exceptional. They happen, but they're rare and they're exceptional. There's a reason, because it's hard. It's hard for a person to live a astute lifestyle for 30, 40 years so they can have $2 or $3 million in their retirement. It's just not in the cards for most of us. And part of the fundamental lack of education is that you're middle class because you have a college degree. That is probably one of the biggest con jobs that has ever happened in these United States of America. It is crazy how many people feel that they are middle income or middle class because they have a degree, yet they're living in the basement or they're working at Subway, and there's nothing wrong with working at Subway, but they're working at Subway with a degree in history and about $40,000, $50,000 of student loan debt. There's something amiss. There's something really, really wrong with that. Now, part of this, and this is some of the stuff that you will get in Tax Slayer, is if you reprogram your brain to seek opportunity, and I'm just going to put it out there, there's going to be some stuff that I will put in Tax Slayer that will be what I call municipality illegal. Not criminally illegal, but like the whole thing with the garage sale. We were making about 10 grand a month between flipping garage sales between each one of our houses. Straight cash money. No one knew where the money was coming from. One of her neighbors narked on her. He was a pilot. We got the summons, and it was, 500, and it escalated. And I'm like, okay, so if we're making 10 and we have a cost of doing business of 500,000, okay. No problem. I mean, that kind of illegal stuff. I'm not talking about like where they're going to put you in jail. Don't do that stuff. And then, of course, we'll get you put in jail. But it will be illegal. Just let you know that right now. And that's why I'm just saying, if you're namby-pamby, if you're one of those do-gooders, oh my God, that's just so wrong, don't take the course. But if you are all about getting yours in these United States of America, you're going to love this course. Part of the education thing, and I think it's intentional, because we used to have cooperative education where people in high school who knew they weren't going to college, they would get onto some kind of internship and they would start making some real money. I had a friend, Dorothy Springer. Dorothy left high school. She went to work at, I think, Bell South, straight from high school, and she retired from there. She was making good money for someone who wasn't 20 years old. And I think it was close to $10 an hour. And this is in the 80s. She was able to get a car. She was able to get her own place. She had time off. Also, the tax load was nowhere near what it was before, Trump and company reduced it. And it's still not as low as it used to be. It used to be a man could make $10 an hour, and his tax load was so low that he could support a family, wife stay at home, and send his son to college. $10 an hour, because the taxes just weren't that onerous. They just weren't. But part of your education, part of the thing you have to understand is there are no breaks from hustling. You can never take a break. You can downgrade your hustle, but you can never ever take a break because conditions always change. And as long as conditions are changing, you're going to have problems. You're going to have a lot of problems. Now, part of your re-education is to reframe your mind from what is illegal and what is skirting the edges. Because like I said, I'm going to be real direct with you, because some of the stuff in here will get you into trouble with the municipality. They'll get you in trouble with the zoning board and stuff like that. Because I have made so much money doing that stuff. Upscale garage sale. It was 100% illegal. Yep. I remember one time, one of in DeKalb County, the code enforcement officers carried guns. And one of them came in the warehouse. It's like, you moving out? Yeah. I am moving out. All right. And that's what he said, and walked out. And I was like, whew. Kept that shit going on for like another 2-3 years. It's just like, you got to catch me. You just got to catch me. And we made thousands and thousands of dollars every weekend, straight cash money. But, we had to put that together. All right, so I'm going to get in the chat room and see how many people are rolling up in here. What's going on, Be Real? Stefan, Michelle, Caddy Williams, Young Brandon, Agent J Poole, Kendall Vision, Tanker Green, Locks the Chef, Daphne Jackson, Michael Dennis, Malachi Stafford, what's up? Matthew Campbell, the game is set up to take complete advantage if you play the job game. Pretty much. What's up, James W? The Wild Jones Report, Alex Todd, what's going on? Mancan Enterprises, Andre Kelly, Shannon C, Sassy Moxie, what's going on? Daryl Lloyd. Hey, if you go below and get on the text notification squad, you can catch all these live streams. Ebony Empire, what's up? Good deal, Ganji. I see Patty's in the house. Kylie Hall, what's going on? Shannon C. Alternative Income as a property manager. You're going to love the next edition of the one, because I may go ahead and put it in there. The audio's jacked up, but I'll see. What's up, Philip Hudson? What's up, Raquel? What's up, regular web guy? What's up, Charlatan Rugged Collars? Ganji, I'm all about destroying the status quo. Colleague, Ganji, I'm doing Tax Slayer. You're going to love it. What's up, Fuchsius81? Welcome to the family. What's up, Tone Lee? Mancan Enterprises. Before I found you, I was working 1 gig at home to get out of debt in order to actually start my business. Found you in October with your Make More Money mantra, so I got another gig and crushed my debt down. Congratulations. Everybody give Mancan Enterprise a thumbs up. You got to make more money to accelerate this debt thing. Philip Hudson, self-employed barber during the day and side hustles at night to pay debts. Only used $200 on the credit card in the last year. Excellent. Etovet finally caught a live sleeve. Cool. My life behind bars. Can credit ever be a good thing? Credit can be an amazing and wonderful thing. It depends on how you use it. Ganji, good deal. I don't think I would like, dude, Rugged College, you can never work another regular job again. You are irrevocably altered. Rocket Soccer. Wait, I thought you should say that you should not behave unethically in business. Doing something that the state has termed a crime that is silly is not being unethical. And like I said, for you namby-pamby people who are going to get kind of caught up in that, don't take the course, because I will lead you to do things that are, once again, municipality illegal, not criminally illegal. Like, I'll give you a good example of what I'm talking about. When I got my business license in the state of, in DeKalb County, what they do is tie the trash to your business license. So you're forced to get trash service whether you need it or not. $150 a month for something that when we first moved in there we didn't need, and then later on it didn't even serve our purpose. Something else, American Disabilities Act counter. A friend of mine had to rip out a $10,000 counter and put another one in because it was 2 inches too high. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I'm not talking about knocking someone across their head. But once again, you namby-pamby people who like, I can't do this, Glendon. I may get in trouble. Don't get it, because it would be loaded with this kind of stuff. And that's not being unethical. Unethical is selling a product that you know is flawed. Unethical is Bitcoin. That's unethical. Selling people a Ponzi scheme. Dude lost 30. I mean, I'm just watching these videos. I lost 30 grand. I lost 40 grand. I lost my life savings because they bought at the top of the market. That's unethical. What's up, Jonathan? Ganja. Yeah, the reason I chill on weekends is because my parents did that, and I'm retraining that mentality. Andre Kennedy. Nope. We're not talking about that today. No point of reference. What do you mean, Michelle? Bread dogs drive truck and work on cars. What's up, Derek? Let's see. In the long-term self-study is the greatest form of education. Yes, it is. Just misappropriating funds that you may not have a problem with that. Oh, man. All right. Wow, it really jumped. Okay. Okay, let me get back. I'm trying to get mine and theirs too. Louis the Cell. My oldest daughter is currently working 2 jobs, none in the field of study for to pay off her college debt. Yes, I can help her, but I'm not just yet, only because I told her not to do it. Tough parenting lesson there. I mean, it's real. What's up, Dashiki? Thank you, Darren. That's good, man, Ken. Jamie Moats. Yes, I did. What's up, Righteous Media Group? What's up, Lieutenant Johnson? Pamela C. Hey, the games learn to execute without complaining. What's up, Roz? I owe a ton in student loan debt, and I've only made... Yeah, you're going to have to up your money, man, because the student loan debt is no joke. Hot Song Beats, what's going on? Daryl Lloyd, yes, sir. Got the level up in 2018. Yes. Darren C., what's up? Dashiki, you probably didn't opt in. What's up, Marquise? Nathan Johnson, what's going on? Clarton Bartlett, what's up? I remember when I was scrapping metals for Bitcoin, you definitely motivated me, Righteous Media Group. That was like 4 years ago. What's up, Bobby Hanners? Oh, the tax slayer thing is going to be interesting. It's going to be a mindset, too. Donna C., I don't have a job. First thing, get a job. Because unless you have hustler supreme skills, you're going to struggle with your hustle. You just get a job, get you a steady income, balance out, and then start hustling on the side. Health before wealth. President Coolidge, chief business of the American people is business. What's up, Richard Moore? More money, more money. That's it, Stefan. Sassy Moxie, baking cupcakes from home works. So not unethical, but illegal, kind of like jaywalking, speeding, something that we do, which is illegal. And if you go fast enough, you can get arrested. But if you go 20 miles over the limit, you get caught, you're going to get a ticket and a fine. That's what I'm talking about. Titan, what's up? E-Town Vet, my first time catching video was talking about secure credit cards and building credit. I jumped my score 100 points with one card. Congratulations. It's called a hustle. Don't be scared. Oh, man. Oh, definitely they have no point of reference, none whatsoever. I had a friend like that who was just clueless. I mean, she wasn't mean. She just was absolutely clueless. Oh, Big Connect got a lot of folks. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Middle class is the fake class. Ali Bay, you haven't this. You know, I think YouTube is doing something because I'm seeing a lot of new faces here, and I haven't seen these faces. Yeah, man, I've been here for a minute. All right, cool, cool. All right, so let's talk about some of the steps that you need to take. First thing you need to do, you need to, and this stuff we talk about in Hustle Camp, you need to go ahead and create a budget. You must manage the money that you currently make. I don't care if it's 800 bucks a month. You need to manage the best of your ability. Second thing, after you've done that, you need to make more money. I don't care if it's baking cupcakes. I don't care if it's just in the beginning, an extra 20 bucks a week. You've got to condition yourself to make more money. There is no way around this because what's happening with this, and I want you to understand why the Republicans pushed that tax bill through so quick. By the time people file this time next year, the midterms will be over. And I guarantee you, you're going to start seeing a lot of news articles like, I've actually lost money. I'm telling you, it's coming. But everyone's just like, companies are giving employees like $2,000, all this stuff. I mean, seriously, unless it's like a $10,000 jump, it really ain't moving the needle in your budget. And the only way you're going to get those kind of jumps is to create that income yourself. The third thing you need to do, you need to get real with the current situation. If you are making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, and you have a car note of 500, 600, 700, you need to stop that. Between your gas and stuff, you're spending about 12, 1,500 bucks a month on that car. Your take home is what? 50 grand. Your take home is what? 38. So you're spending almost half your money on the car. You got to stop that. And then you got to get very real with your debt situation. Credit cards, loans and stuff, you can BK out of that if you have to. I'm not saying you should, but student loans, that is a new form of indentured servitude, and that's part of what's happening. For people to get the American dream, they got to go into the American debt cycle, which is get all these student loans, pay back 3 to 4 times what you borrowed, have your ratios messed up so you get less house. Because there are people right now watching me who have a student loan, a mortgage, and a car payment. And probably 30% of their check is gone towards some form of interest. You can't get wealthy doing stuff like that. You can't even get ahead doing stuff like that because this is what happens with the debt cycle. As long as you continue to work and that check comes in, it goes on. How many folks here have been laid off? How many folks have been fired? How many folks have had their hours cut back? How many folks have gotten sick? How many folks were in a relationship and the relationship ended and half the income walked out the door? Life is a constant source of change, and you may ride it out for 2 or 3 years. You may ride it out for 4 years or 5 years, but sooner or later, something's going to happen, and it's going to hurt a lot. Let's see. I'm watching a video on Amazon. What do you think about drop shipping? Once again, Um, if you can fool with that and make it work, more power to you. I think it's a flawed business model because I know how I feel about getting my stuff. And unless it's so cheap that I don't really care what I spent and it takes 3 to 4 weeks for it to get to me, I just see it as a problem. Uh, the brittle middle class are have nots that think they're haves. Sense of reality. Pretty much. My question, I'm a licensed electrician and I want to do electrical work on the side. I tried networking, meeting people to expand my name. And I want to know, do you have any suggestions? Darian Harris. You're going to have to get on Nextdoor. You're going to have to put your services out for Craigslist. You're going to have to wrap your car that I am Damian Harris, the electrician. Someone got business from me because their vehicle was wrapped. I saw them at IKEA and I called them up and the next day they sent someone to assemble this stuff. You're going to have to make it known that you're trying to get that money. You're going to have to hang out. You're going to have to network. It does not stop. This dude Bakes, what's up? Tanya, cool. Erica Nicole, when I sold my home, inspection came back near, right? You talking to him? Uh, could be Rakasaka. I'm telling you, these tax breaks are not going to be breaks. Just take a pencil and mark on your calendar when people start filing their taxes next year and see how much money a lot of people lost, they're going to be mad. Kylie, I have a student loan, car paid off, no mortgage, looking to get a multifamily apartment to rent out. Talk about that in Tax Slayer. It's a whole different thing. Michael, I've been late to that. Michelle, all of that happened. I mean, something's going to happen. And if you have a system where you're completely leveraged, your house is not yours, your car is not yours, your student loans are still going on. The furniture in your house, you haven't paid for that. You're just leveraged up to your eyeballs. And then if something happens, bad things will come. They're going to come and take your car. They may take your house, depending upon if the inventory, because I think they're back on it again where they're taking your house in 90 days. Unless you file BK13, which then puts you under another level of stress. Let's see. I just got fired last month. Richard Moore, wow. Lieutenant Johnson. Troy Glover, read a few years ago that in Louisiana and pawn shops were trying to get legislation to make yard sales. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. It never was going to work. Sense of reality, how do you feel about the American dream and nightmare? Good question. The American dream is alive and well. It's just no one told you that it was covered in work, mud, self-sacrifice, and delayed gratification. The American dream still works. It's just what happened is the American dream has become the American expectation, and people are just trying to slide into it when you can't. Why do you think immigrants beat Americans when it comes to working? Where they come from is so bad. They're like, this is the thing. This is the business. G Biscuit, I love that name. If I generate income in a foreign country while U.S. resident, yes. If you're an American citizen and you make money anywhere in the world, you're supposed to pay taxes on that. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Eric Williams, so many painters and construction guys buy giant Ford and Dodge Rams, then complain about wrapping the truck. If you are a service person and you don't wrap your truck and you're driving down the highway, you are losing business. You are losing money. Jamie Montes, what should a newbie do with 10,000? Any recommendations? Put it in the bank. They ain't really enough to get rolling. You need to start a service business or some. Make more money. Jerome Carter. If it's income tax season, there will be some people who will be temporarily rich. DJ Slinks, franchises can work, but once again, you're going to have to put just as much work into it as if it's your own business. So, if you can make it work, knock it out. Eric Williams, people who floss but no floss money. And yeah, I mean, that's always, if you're an American citizen and you make money anywhere in the world, that's always been on the records. Yeah, I know that is BS that Obama did that. What is your suggestion for people that job does not want them to do side works? Be very careful when you do your side hustle. Do it anyway. I would not let no job like, oh, well, you're a mechanic here. You're not supposed to. I would have a shop. I would be doing side deals. Let me tell you. All right, and this is the unethical part. Uh, well, yeah, it was unethical, but I still did it. When I worked for business environments, Ken, the owner, did not want us to mess with little deals. So I had this deal with JK Associates, and essentially they said, like, you sell our furniture, we'll buy new furniture from you. I go to Ken, we don't want to mess with that. I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. I created my own LLC, GC Solutions, went ahead and sold that furniture and got the new deal and pocketed all of that money. But I guess it wasn't because I was an independent contractor. I didn't. I got a 1099, so I just opened up myself to a new opportunity because if I had listened to Ken and was like, yeah, Ken said don't do that, right? So I ain't gonna do that. I probably would have cost myself close to 300 grand. Yeah, doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm like I said, I once again I don't wish that any of you to go out and knock someone across the head. I don't wish for any of you to sell drugs. But if it's something like what I call ticky tacky legal, like jaywalking, oh, take that ticket. Yeah, all day long. I will. I won't just like I'll cross that line when you're looking like, yeah, I'm over here because I think a lot of laws and stuff are silly. Uh, Selena Jones, Glendon, I'm penniless. Priscilla, mom sick and needs help with mortgage of a house I grew up in. What do I do? You move in with mom. If that's your primary concern, move in with mom, and then you cut your expenses and you give her some money. Kelly. Kelly Lee is tax slayer out. I need guidance that women and family have worked their whole lives for others, not themselves. It's hard to break through the toxic mindset. All right. Once again, I don't think I actually even did this. Let's see. This is what I'm doing. All right. So I'm working on disruptive and alternative money. There's probably going to be about 15 sections in there, maybe more, and it's going to be wild. If you are penniless Priscilla, you're broke Dick Danny, and you don't have any qualms about breaking some silly laws, nothing like that's going to get you in jail. Let's be clear about that. Then this may be the come up for you. The one section that got messed up was killer on how to be a property manager. This thing works like you wouldn't believe, but it takes heart. So the link is below the video if you want to partake in this risky business because it's going to be fun. All right. Let's go here. Pool of music. Pretty much. Passing away with debt is essentially dying a slave. Locks the chef. Pretty much. And Banks said this is so true, though, about it firsthand. Let's see. How do you recognize opportunity and add value to what so much is changing so quickly? You got to be moving with it. Man can't name browsers. I need help practicing writing marketing and strong love of high quality contractors. All right, y'all having that conversation. What's up, Zola? What's up, Stefan? What's up, Michelle? What's up, Ganji? Well, since you asked, Jay Lines, let's just go through the whole tax slayer thing. I'm probably gonna be here for a while, so don't. It's gonna be kind of interesting. All right, so let's just kind of go back to what is tax slayer about. First of all, writing for cash, the ultimate goal setting tool is in there, and you can start on that. What I'm going to do is Disruptive Money Business Edition. This will be ways to make money in the secondary market. This is money that Big Brother doesn't know about. So if you make cash money or you do it a certain way, that's your money. And if you choose to pay taxes on it like a good citizen, that's on you. But if you don't choose to pay taxes on it, it's going to be hard for someone to track it. And then Tax Slayer for being an average citizen, that's going to be a serious mindset course. And in fact, Hat Secret save $5,000 to $25,000 off your taxes. That's by creating a YouTube channel. And the reason I did not put this with the YouTube stuff is this is worth the price of this course alone. Because when you start a YouTube channel, you enter into a whole nother taxable bracket. So Disruptive Money, I will be talking about gold. I'll be talking about houses and things that you can do if you got the heart, like within 2 weeks to 6 weeks, and start seeing some money. So that's what the Tax Slayer course is about. It's about a mindset, because let's be real clear. If you play by all of the rules, I think you should play by some of the rules, but you play by all of the rules, you're going to get wasted and dusted. And I mean, that's the situation, because I think, as an American, you should pay some taxes, but I think you should pay 10%. That's just me. I don't think you should be paying like 30-some% or having your money held high. I just don't believe in that. But, some people do, and then they moan and cry and rail on about it. And I don't see why you're going to cry and rail on about it when there are options that you can take, because everyone knows who Willie Nelson is, right? Willie Nelson owned millions. Did he go to jail? He just old. He filed, he old, and they dogged him and they took his stuff, but he never went to jail. Wesley Snipes contrived some kind of scheme that was just like wrong. All right. Johnny Walton, how do corporations do businesses overseas and not pay taxes? Well, I'm going to give it to you as simply as possible. It's kind of complex. Well, the corporations actually moved their companies to those countries and did business in those countries. So since the company was in that country and the business did business in the country, and it was a corporation and they named it as a foreign subsidiary, it wasn't part of the U.S. tax code. It was legal dodge, where they were able to shelter billions and billions of dollars because they headquartered their companies in Bermuda, Ireland, Netherlands. So essentially, they just moved the cheese all to Europe. What's up, Zola? Erica Williams, the guys who fixed my car had the company they would work for on the truck, but were like, give us cash. Oh, a lot. The guy that assembled, he wanted cash. It wasn't made in the company name. So I'm just sitting there like, as long as you were under like a few $100,000, you can play that game all day. You get in the millions, they ain't gonna work. Dustin Doyle, congratulations. Pool and music. Let's see. All right, it jumped. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Erica Williams, stop trying to get validation for family. Once you bring the money in, they change their minds. Possibly. Airper Bay, own nothing, control everything. That's part of it. Jerome Carter, Siglin, do you think it's important to have a sales funnel for a service business? Absolutely. Pretty much, Tanya. It will crack you across the head. It is ridiculous. Jim Peg, my house is paid for. My 3 kids' houses are paid for. Cars are paid for with cash. My dad taught us F the Joneses so they don't pay your bills. You are a fool if you play by all of the rules. I mean, seriously. The hustle never stops. That's right, Jim Peg. Well, help her out, Selena. Mansion properties. Let's see. I mean, the thing with the car notes, this is part of the American education. This is how this thing works. You get you a nice new car, you pay a little bit of money, you pay a lot of interest. G Biscuit, you're getting into some of the stuff I charge for. I love how you, but you can ask. I'm just not going to answer because pretty much the legal structure is stuff that I am going to charge the most for, and I'm probably going to break down some of these other courses to cheaper. But that stuff, I mean, that's the kind of information that could save you millions if you earn it. So, all right, now let's talk about the education or the miseducation of the American. First of all, you need to get some personal development going on. And why do I say personal development? What I think Jim Peg talked about was like F the Joneses. If you are buying or getting in debt to validate or self validate yourself, um, that's a problem. Like me, I got two vehicles. One's a 2004 S4, another one's a BMW M5. Every time I go in the parking lot and I see one of my vehicles, I smile because I like these cars. Now, for other people, a lot of people will see them, don't even know what they are. I don't really care. I know what they are and I like them. You got to get to where you buy stuff that fulfills you and doesn't impress other people. And then it's going to be easier for you to hold on to your money. It's going to be much easier for you to hold on to your money. And then you have to balance out and be reasonable because this one thing, like I'm telling you, with TaxSlayer, is insane how this thing is going to pan out for someone who's going to take action because it will not work if you don't take action. Hot song beats. When should you stop taking money out of your side business to pay off personal debt? Here's my situation. I think everyone needs to have about 10 grand somewhere they can get their hands on. Then I think you should, once you get that stacked up, then you should aggressively attack your debt. I don't think that you should be penniless, have no money, just paying all your money to pay this debt because let's say you lose your job, then you paid your debt, but you have no job. Now it goes bad and you're in a worse situation. So you need to get that attitude money together. So that comes first. Now, another thing that happens is you have a bunch of people who are indoctrinated in the American system. I must have the latest phone. I must have the latest computer. You got to get away from that conspicuous spending when you're trying to grind out of a bad situation. Like currently, today, one of the reasons that TaxSlayer did not get a lot of traction today is every year I examine my budget. And last year I was doing a lot of consulting. I had a lot of apps. I had a lot of stuff that I was using for the consulting business. I don't do that consulting business. And to date, I have shut off about $900 a month worth of apps and services and stuff. And I still got a few more to address because I'm not using them. I'm like, it's got to go, right? So you got to do personal audits on what are you using. Don't have cable television. I was using Sling and some other apps. Football season's over. Just cancel Sling. It was $39. They made it easy. Some of these other apps like Adobe, you got to call them. You got to go through all this other stuff. That was like $100. Then there was a sales for it. It was a lot, but I'm not doing that stuff anymore. So it has to go. And you've got to go ahead and audit where your money's going monthly. Do not do this every year. I do it probably once a year because I do mini audits throughout the month. So I already know how much I have, what's coming in, what's here, what's there. But you got to audit your money and cut out all of the fat, every last bit of it. Jim Peck, I buy old houses and rent them or sell them. I fix them myself. Played by the rules for 30 years, didn't work. Jim Cooper playing the keeping up with the Jones game is mutually assured debt. It really is. Speaking of cell phone, my phone is bought in 2013. It's acting up. Because one of the things I'm going to do, and I have it on the magical notepad. I even had next stream 6 p.m., which I got it off even with the drama with YouTube. Give Tax Slayer big ass discount on Fat Cat Secrets. So probably a day after I changed the price on that, because Patty is. And the thing is, the only way you're going to get an email about this is if you bought Tax Player, or well, if you bought certain courses. What Patty is doing is collating an email list of people, a buyer's list of stuff who actually, people actually bought stuff. If you bought something, you will get an invitation. But the people who bought Tax Slayer are going to get the best discount, and they'll be first. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it will be a significant discount, and I will put this stuff together. And that will be an internal email list. The only way you get on it is if you buy something. Let's see. I think my mods are gone. Essentially, let's just get rid of that, because that's not what we're talking about, and I don't know why you keep trying to bring the conversation there. Millionaire House, my company painted, had old cars, old phones, and only 2 TVs, a giant safe in one room, but they stay traveling. I mean, people with money, they use their money in whatever form they like. Okay, Patty's updated the list. Troy Glover, I'd rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. If you're free, act like you're free. Oh man, I mean that's what people are, man. Magnum, that's what it is. It's like you get caught in that system, and it will have you for the rest of your life. Right now, we've got people who are like 60, 70 years old going like, what the hell happened? Because you're on this conspicuous thing. Like, all right, let's take BitConnect and Bitcoin. I totally understand why people were so excited and why they were just like, yes, this is great, and going crazy. But it's just not in the cards for long-term money. And now, make no doubt about it, like Coinbase did $1 billion with a B in transaction fees last year. So that's the thing. But the indoctrination, you've got to do things very, very differently. Because if I could do it over again, and when I was an E4 in the military, I would have got my credit cards, but I never would have used them. And when I was in the military, because his name is George Fook, he did this. Fook used to save 90% of his check. Now, we were making like $900, $800 a month, something like that. I don't really remember. But it wasn't more than like $1,100 or $1,200. I know that. And Fook used to save like $900 a month. And when George got out, I think he had close to 50 grand saved. And then he was IT security, so he got like a job making 50. George, I wouldn't be surprised if George is a millionaire right now. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I would have saved most of my money because I was in the military. I didn't have to spend money. And I would have saved a bunch of it. And then I would have created a business. And I tried to create businesses where I were in. So that didn't work out. Stefan Hustles Kung Fu showing me the way out of the system. Oh, wait till the tax layer is done. Jim Peg, I'm still driving my 1983 Ford F100 in my workman trike. You ever notice when you get a certain age, you just don't care about cars? I've just noticed that with a lot of folks, it's just like, it's a truck. Agent J. Poole, my parents played by the rules and now in their 70s and they're like, what the hell happened? Because finances hurt. I'm not following that mess of a message. I mean, like, do you know that if you actually sat down with a magical legal pad and you bought a $150,000 house and you make average money, 50 to 70 grand a year, you can pay that house off in 7 years? You don't believe me? All right, so we do $150,000, and let's see, 7 years is 84 months. So we will divide 84 because it's only going to go on 150 one time. I'm not using my phone. 6 and 76 and let's see, hold on. I'm going to have to use my phone because I don't want this to take forever. Okay. Oh, really? I got all these crazy messages coming in. So we go 84, let's see, 760 divided by 84. Let's see. Oh, I did that wrong. 84. Come on. Get it right. Times. Hold on. I'm getting there. Okay. So if you paid $1,900 a month for your house, you would get it paid off in 7 years versus paying like $800 a month for 30 years. That's 23 years less. So if you get a house that's $150,000 house and you want to pay it off in 7 years, you have to pay $1,900 a month. Now, how does one do that? Well, so you got your job, you're making 50, 70. Then you create an additional source of income that is $1,000. And you put that on your mortgage for 7 years, and you got a house that's paid for free and clear. You can rent out. You can do whatever you want. 7 years. So that's part of the reframe that you have to do. Instead of taking student loans, I wouldn't take student loans. I would go to community college. How do people, let's see. Hold on. Do you believe in the two-tiered economy is coming to fruition? There are 4 economies and they all work. Coinbase, yes, Coinbase made $1 billion last year. Kenny Eugene is checking in. You go to a budget app. Mine's okay, cool. Righteous Media, I don't care about cars unless it makes me money. That's true. That's true. How do people get loans from banks and rent the house? How does that work? Well, this is kind of one of those things that could be a little unethical. If you buy a house in your name, you're supposed to live in it for a year or two before you rent it out. Some people just instantly rent it out. Pretty much. All right. Let's see. What time is it? It's 7:07. I'm not going to stay here too long. So this is what I'm going to do. Make sure that we are there. All right. So this is what's going down. Tax Slayer, $99.99. I will put more courses in tomorrow because I've been up since 5 o'clock, and more than likely I'm not going to do anything else tonight. First course will be Disruptive Money. Writing for Cash is already there. Tax Slayer is for the Beyond Average Citizen. That would be some serious money game. Fat Cat Secrets, then I will make a substantial offer to everyone that buys the Tax Slayer course. on Fat Cat Secrets and LLCs and stuff. So I got to put that together, probably put that together around, what's the day? The day is Tuesday. So I will probably raise the price of Tax Slayer tomorrow, and then I'll put that together Friday. So that's how that's going to go down. So I want to say the link for Tax Slayer is below the video. You can go ahead and grab that. Get yourself in where you want to fit in. And there's going to be a lot more that's coming. A lot more. All right, so I'm going to answer a few more questions and then I'm going to bounce. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so doesn't look like there's any more questions. All right, so thank you for joining me for the second episode. Tomorrow will be probably 8:30ish. I'll be back at 8:30ish. I need to write this on the magic legal pad. I mean, seriously, I write stuff on here and it happens. So AM live stream 8:30, and I'll be talking about something totally different. And we'll give the Tax Slayer big ass discount, Fat Cat Secrets. So we'll do all that. All right, so thank you folks for joining me. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like this video and be sure to comment later on when it goes off. All right, I will see you guys in the morning.